Hello fellow video game collectors! This week I am celebrating my first anniversary on YouTube as Retro Power Up. On November 16th of last year, I uploaded my very first video to this channel. So technically that video was a re-upload, as I used to upload videos on my old YouTube channel, which was called Manlar, which is the online handle that I use everywhere else. So originally that video was uploaded on August 16th of 2014. But the problem with my original YouTube channel is that it just had no focus. I uploaded all sorts of videos on it. I used to be in drumline when I was in college at UNC, and after I graduated from college, I used to take a lot of videos of the drumline and upload them to YouTube. And I also had a mix of other just random personal videos with my video game content, and I just didn't have a consistent upload schedule. I just uploaded videos whenever I felt like it. So I just decided that I needed to refocus and split off my video game pickups into this channel under the new branding of Retro Power Up. And here I am 355 subscribers later. Okay, so you may be wondering, where did I get the name Retro Power Up from? Well, I don't remember who started it, but my brother and I, we had this just very long running joke to each other where we would always say to one another, you gotta get the power up in order to beat the game. And you know, we would just say this whenever we were talking about video games, because if you think about it, you know, it's a pretty true statement, because in most video games, you know, you have to go find the power up so you get more powerful in that game so that you can, you know, defeat the stronger monsters or the stronger bosses and the like in order to be able to beat the game. So the phrase just kind of stuck with me, and I mean, I've just been saying it for years and years and years, at least 10 plus years. I always say it to my friends and they say it back to me, and we just always joke about it. And you know, if I was to really think about it, I would say it's a phrase that's kind of similar to the modern get good. But I do remember about 10 years ago when my brother sent me an email saying that, hey, guess what, you're going to be an uncle. And of course, my response to him was that it sounded like he got the power up and beat the game. And of course I told him that he's got to start working on character names. So why did I even start uploading videos to YouTube? And why did I decide that I wanted to get into the hobby of video game collecting? Well, I have SeeJayAre to blame for that. If you don't know who SeeJayAre is, he is a pretty well-known YouTuber in this video game collecting community. He lives up north in Canada. I started watching his channel and I just thought to myself that, hey, I could do this too. And it just looked like a lot of fun, you know, finding these old video games and haggling prices with people. So I started using a lot of his tactics, like not just asking people if they have video games whenever you're at a yard sale, because they'll usually just say no. Instead, you should be listing off the specific consoles that you're looking for, like PlayStation, Sega, Game Boy, Nintendo, etc. Because usually, once someone hears the name of a console that they have, they'll go, oh, hey, yeah, I do have that console. And then they'll go bring it out, and you know, usually you're able to work out a deal and get it. And it started working. So that first year that I started going to yard sales and the like, I actually had some pretty good pickups. I also used to participate a bit on Reddit/r game collecting subreddit, you know, posting pictures of my pickups and commenting on others. I don't post there as much as I used to, but I do still check it pretty often. I do remember my post about my GameCube kiosk being pretty popular there. Then I started watching some of the other well-known channels like the Game Chasers, Pat the NES Punk, Metal Jesus, Lazy Game Reviews. And so I started not only looking at just garage sales and yard sales, but I started expanding to and started going to thrift stores and flea markets as well. And I just had a blast doing it. But I'll be honest, I don't really do it as much as I used to, although I really should. It's just, you know, the prices of video games have just skyrocketed recently. And because of that, it's a pretty tough market to find, you know, great deals like I used to be able to. Because it just seems like that everyone else is doing it as well, and it's just really hard to, you know, get really good prices on video games nowadays, and, you know, to find just those amazing deals that I used to be able to find all the time in the wild. But I don't let that get me down, because with this channel it has just been more than, you know, just pickups of video games. I've been trying to create videos where you can learn more about the games instead of just watching some guy saying, oh yeah, you know, I got Chrono Trigger for $2 and I got, you know, Earthbound for free, and, you know, just someone, you know, showing a game after a game after a game without really just talking about, you know, what the games are about. I just really enjoy talking about, you know, whether games are good or bad, or, you know, whether or not they're just worth getting, or even if they're frustrating, or just, you know, whatever. It's been fun doing my Quest for N64 series, you know, where I have this goal in mind of trying to get a complete loose N64 collection. And, you know, it's just been a little more involved because I'm doing these mini reviews with these games where, you know, I'm actually sitting down and playing these games for a while and recording the footage myself. And then, you know, I sit down and, you know, I write down my thoughts about what I had on the game. And, you know, I'm forming this little mini review instead of just saying, you know, here's number 165 and, you know, I paid this much for it. Instead, you know, I'm trying to help other people learn about these games and, you know, educate them a little bit. I don't think the series is quite as popular as my, you know, my regular pickup series, but I just really enjoy sitting down and creating this kind of content, and, you know, I just love it when I see other people enjoying it, because it's just never been about the likes or the views or anything like that. You know, I'm not here to get YouTube famous. Instead, I've just made a lot of awesome friends here on YouTube in this, you know, small, tight-knit community of video game collectors. So just to each one of you who just leaves comments on my videos, you know, all I can say is just thank you. And for those of you who talk to me on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, you know, just thank you, because, you know, I really enjoy talking to you guys. And to those of you who are just subscribed and are only watching my videos, you know, thank you. And even if you haven't left any comments on my videos, or if you haven't really talked to me on any of the social media that I was talking about, you know, don't be afraid to say hey to me, you know, say hello. I try and read every single comment on my videos, and I try to reply back to as many of them as I can. I just love talking to you guys and gals out there, and, you know, that's just what makes this so enjoyable for me. So again, thank you all. I hope that my next year on YouTube will be just as awesome as this first year. I've got some more series and projects in mind, and I just can't wait to share them all with you. And as a small congratulations to myself for sticking with it and putting out a video every week, every Friday, I decided to upgrade my video camera, and I decided to get this Nikon D5500 to replace the D5100 that I have been previously using. And before that, I was using this Logitech C920 webcam. You know, it's very easy to just get carried away with gear upgrades, so I've just been slowly trying to pace these out and buy them whenever I find them on sale, which is another reason why I got this Nikon D5500. I really like the Nikon D5500 because, you know, like the 5100, you know, this entire series, it has this flip out screen that I can look at over here, so I can see myself, because, you know, as you may know and realize, this is a one-man show. This new camera also brings a lot of new features that my old camera, the D5100, doesn't have. For example, the D5500, it has a mic level in the corner of the screen, so I can actually see if I'm clipping the audio on through my microphone here, which is just a very important thing to be able to see in real time whenever you're recording a video. So hopefully I'll be able to create some awesome content with this new camera, and I'm just looking forward to the things that I can do with it in the second year of being on YouTube with Retro Power Up. As always, guys, you know, thank you so much for watching my content. It is just really appreciated, especially when you give it the nice big old thumbs up. And I do love your comments. You know, I always try to read and reply to as many of them as I can. And if you have any questions about the channel, about, you know, video games, about my gear, or myself or anything really, then be sure to leave them down below. Maybe I'll make a Q&A video. I don't know, we'll see. And just thank you so much for being subscribed. And remember, you gotta get the power up to beat the game.